One of the most powerful Google search techniques is to use quotation marks in your searches. And what quotes do around a particular search term is to force Google to look for that term only when those words exist together in that particular order. And I'll show you an example of how that works. Here we have a search for four terms: Mary, Jones, Frank, Carter. And say, of course, for this search I'm interested in specifically Mary Jones, and I'm interested in Frank Carter, and those two people together in that way. You'll notice that my first search term, those words happen together. Mary is together with Jones, and Frank is together is Carter. So that's particularly helpful for what I'd like to do. And the second one here, it starts to get fragmented, though. You'll notice that Mary is apart from Jones. And now we've got, in the third term, we've got Mary Carter, and it gets all kind of broken up. So Google doesn't necessarily understand that I'm looking for Mary Jones and Frank Carter. It may think, for example, I'm looking for Mary Carter or Frank Jones, and it's just kind of giving me sites that have those terms on them. But quotation marks can fix that. If I put a quotation mark around Mary Jones and then another set of quotation marks around Frank Carter, what I'm telling Google is that I want Mary Jones together and only together, and I want Frank Carter together and only together. If I hit enter now and look at my search results, you'll see that Mary Jones is together with Frank Carter. In each one of these searches, it's together and comes up like that. So this is particularly helpful if you're looking for terms that should be together, but Google doesn't quite understand that. Now, a second way that this can be helpful is if you want to check to see if a student has plagiarized some work. I've created a document here that's about some Japanese cultural news. And let's say, for example, we get this from a student. We're wondering, gosh, this really doesn't feel like the student wrote it. I would love to know if this was copied somewhere off the internet. Did the student plagiarize or not? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use quotation marks to search for a particular snippet from this section. Now I can take any section. It's usually a good idea to try to find a section that's got some unique terms in it. So let's grab this part here that says the Yamato culturally consolidated early Japanese society. That sounds like something that might be pretty. And I'm going to come back to my Google terms here, and I'm going to put a quotation mark at the beginning and a quotation mark at the end, and then I'm going to search for it. And let's see, my first result here, origins of the samurai, judo information. If I scroll down through it, here I can see it, the Yamato culturally consolidated early Japanese society. Bingo! I can see that this piece was copied directly from the internet. So quotation marks are a great way to check to see if a student has plagiarized or not. It's also a great way to force Google to pick up search terms when they're in pairs or groups of 3 or 4 that you want them to get in that particular order.